Welcome to Quiet Waters Within.
Being available is not the same thing as being chosen. They only text you when their other plans fail. They call you when they are bored or lonely, or between something else that didn't work out. And you answer every single time because at least it's something. But I need you to hear this clearly. Being available is not the same thing as being chosen, and you have been mistaking one for the other for a long time. Now let's name what this actually looks like. You notice a pattern in when they reach out, and it's almost always when something else has failed. Not because they were thinking of you first. You've become the just in case, the option that's always open, always understanding, never asking for more than what's convenient for them. Your friend have said something about it maybe more than once and you've explained it away. It's not that deep, it's just casual. I don't need it to be more than this. You feel a flicker of hope every time they reach out, even though some part of you already knows what it means that it's only ever now, only ever convenient, never a real choice made in the light of other options. But here's what's actually happening there. Accepting backup status usually isn't about the other person at all. It's about a belief, often formed long before this relationship, that partial attention is still worth fighting for. That being someone's convenient option is better than being no one's option at all. That belief didn't come from nowhere. Somewhere being chosen fully, completely, without competition started to feel unfamiliar, maybe even undeserved. So partial love on your own terms, started to feel like the most you could ever realistically expect. And here's the quiet cost of that belief. Every time you accept the backup role, you confirm it to yourself. Not because it's true about your worth, but because it's the story you've been telling yourself about what you are allowed to ask for. Okay, let's look at two scenarios. The when they are bored pattern. You can track it if you are honest. A plan that they had failed for them, and suddenly you hear from them within the hour. It's not that they don't enjoy your company, it's that your company was never their first choice, just the reliable one, especially when their first plan fails. Then the other scenario, the friend who saw it before you did. Someone close to you noticed this pattern of when they reach out long before you let yourself see it. Because naming it meant admitting you've accepted a role smaller than what you actually wanted. But here's how we can shift all of this. You are allowed to notice the pattern of when someone shows up for you, and to treat that pattern as real information, not as something to explain away out of fear that asking for more will mean getting nothing at all. Sis, bro, it's better to get nothing at all than to be someone's backup plan. So here's what we're going to do about it. First, track it honestly for real, not just in your head. When do they actually reach out? What triggers it? Data is harder to argue yourself out of than a feeling. Second, ask yourself if you would accept this pattern from anyone else. Would you tell a friend this is enough? If not, then it's not enough for you either. Third, raise the bar on purpose, even if it costs you the relationship as it currently exists. Being someone's full choice is worth more than being someone's convenient backup, even when the alternative in the short term is less contact, not more. See, you are not too much for wanting to be someone's first choice. And you're not asking for too much by wanting to be chosen in the daylight, not just when it's convenient. You spend time being available to someone who was only available to you when nothing better came along. It was never really about your worth, my dear. It was about their capacity. And you don't have to keep shrinking your standard to match it. And so this is episode 5. Episode 6 goes into the hardest part. Why you can't seem to walk away even once you already know the truth. So, I'll see you on the next episode on Quiet Waters Within.